Live from the University of Utah campus, it's Newsbreak. Tonight's show features Jantzee Coggins, Lacy, Jamison, and music from Three Canes and a Flute. I'm Austin Wolford, and now your host, Tyson Phillips.
Good evening. Thank you all for watching tonight. Lacy Jamison has the latest tips to stay warm and stylish as colder weather approaches. Our own Jantzee Coggins will offer the latest insight on the football season. But first, it's Thursday night, and that means it's time for questions. Here at the University of Utah, students are busy studying, or at least that's the impression their parents are under. Hey, something has to keep the tuition checks coming. Our reporter Trevor Phibbs hit the streets to see if students really are paying attention.
Here at the University of Utah campus, where students are studying to be tomorrow's future. But just how much do they know about their school? We caught up with a few students outside the Marriott Library to find out. What is the name of the University of Utah's president?
Oh shoot, I don't even know.
It starts with the C.
Starts with a C?
I don't know. I don't know.
Ooh, you got me on no.
I don't know. Oh, I can't remember the name offhand right now. So
I saw his photo on the website, but I really don't know his name.
It is President Pershing.
Do you go to the football games at all?
Most of them.
Okay, what is the name of the University of Utah's football coach?
I'm in sports, so I should know this. I don't know. Tell me. Shoot, I don't. Coach I don't know.
Yeah, Coach Whittingham.
Okay,
yeah.
kinda.
Kyle Whittingham.
Kyle Whittingham.
Do you watch basketball at all?
I try. I like basketball. I like watching it, yeah.
Okay, what is the name of the University of Utah's basketball coach?
I don't know.
You play for the football team, so you got to follow the basketball team, right? Maybe?
A little bit.
Okay, what's the name of the basketball coach here at the U?
I don't even know.
It starts with a K, really long name. I have no idea how to pronounce it.
Krakowiak.
Chris Koviak, okay.
What is the oldest university west of the Mississippi?
West of Mississippi? I don't know. University of Montana?
I had no idea.
No clue?
No.
Okay, if I give you a hint, you might get it.
Okay, we can try.
It's pretty close by.
To here?
Uh-huh.
No idea.
Okay, if I gave you a hint, do you think you could get it?
Probably not.
It's pretty close by.
I don't know. I don't know.
University of Utah?
You got it. All right. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
It shows that we have to learn to relish our schooling days and not take it for granted. The Utah Crimson Knights showcase many vampires, wizards, and creatures of the deep. Austin crashed the Halloween party when Ashton Kutcher with his camera and snapped a couple pics of the students dressed for the ball. So Austin, how was it? See anything interesting?
A lot of things interesting. It was a blast. I saw a lot of great costumes, and I met the real Captain America.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
saving one fast food joint at a time.
Looks like it came straight from a trash can.
Yeah, Honey Boo Boo's trash can.
Wow.
As you can see, these ladies passed yoga. Unfortunately, they failed beauty school.
I have no comment.
I didn't think you would. These two are just adorable. They just need to be thrown out there.
Aww.
Time for the top 5 reasons to watch Newsbreak. Number 5, to watch soon-to-be famous reporters from your school. Number 4, it's important to stay informed about the University of Utah. Number 3, to avoid corporate sponsorship. Number 2, to see Tyson Phillips and his amazing smile. Did you write that?
I did not write that.
Whatever. And number 1 reason to watch Newsbreak, to see groundbreaking stories on what students should know about the campus.
All right, thanks for your time, Austin. Now that Halloween has passed and the leaves are starting to drop, it's time to get out the cold weather gear. I'd like to welcome Lacy Jamison, who has some great pointers to stay warm and look your best. So Lacy, there's always some fashion bylaws for each season. What are some of the current trends you're seeing around campus for women today?
Thanks for having me here today, Tyson. I will be discussing on-campus fashion in terms of women's unique trends, popular pants, footwear, and trendy shirts.
changed a lot in the past couple years, but what has really stood out to me are unique hairstyles like the pink in this model's hair. I see a lot of big sunglasses and colorful knit hats, especially in the winter when it gets cold. Denim has recently also been a huge trend, especially basic denim shirts like this one. Braided belts in neutral colors can supplement any outfit to make it look more unique. I also see girls with multiple piercings in their ears, and recently, nose rings have become especially popular among young women, along with other abstract jewelry. I also tend to see a lot of scarves adding to women's outfits as well. In terms of the pants women wear, I see a lot of basic denim jeans. Another popular look is wearing black jeans. Black jeans can be worn casually on a day-to-day basis, but can also be used to dress up when going out. Leggings are also a very popular look because, as you can see here, they can be used in a formal outfit, but are also worn for comfort and casuality. Skirts, like you see on this model, can be worn with basic sweaters or formal shirts. When transitioning into the colder months, boots are definitely the most popular, and basic colored knee-high boots that can match with jeans, leggings, skirts, dresses, etc. I also see a big trend in ankle boots, whether they are studded, buckled, or lace-up. These are common in very neutral colors. Flats are popular when there's no wet weather and are used both in formal and casual situations. As for the shirts women wear, I see a trend in colorful jackets, leather jackets, flowing neutral colored tanks. I notice a lot of ribbed shirts and sweaters with special graphics like the one you see here, and basic sweaters that can be worn with multiple outfits in multiple situations.
Thanks, Lacy. Now I feel like I can be the next Derek Zoolander.
I don't know. There's only one Derek Zoolander, and he's ridiculously good looking.
All right, well, thanks for that, Lacy. After the break, Jantzee Coggins joins us with the story on the Whittingham's football legacy, and we'll recap the Utah Ute season.
Welcome back to Newsbreak. I'm Jantzee Coggins. While the Whittingham name may be synonymous with Utah football now, for nearly 2 decades before, there was at least one Whittingham either playing or coaching at BYU. So what does it take to make an entire family go from bleeding blue to red?
Well, my father was a coach at BYU, and so naturally, you know, where your dad's employed, that's going to be where your allegiance is.
And BYU is exactly where their allegiance stayed for nearly 17 years, first through Kyle and then his younger brothers Kerry and Fred Jr.
All the brothers went through BYU, and we all played there, so obviously we were loyal to BYU, but that unfortunate part's not necessarily how it really is. You know, there's some loyalty there in the past, but the day my dad went to Utah, we're a very close-knit family. That's the day we all decided that we would cheer for Utah. Didn't leave BYU completely in the past, but of course our loyalties were with our father and with Utah at that point.
Without question, when my father, again, he got a coaching job here at University of Utah, I think it was 1992, and blood is thicker than water in our family, and so we all immediately made the change and supported my father, you know, wherever he was at.
But with the Whittingham name can also come some pretty high expectations, especially when your uncle is not only the one that recruited you, but he's also your head coach.
I'm a positive person in general, but I still feel a little chip on my shoulder. I mean, he's not harder on me or easier on me than anyone else, but I still feel like I have something to prove to him, and that's what I work for every day in practices, to show that I belong here.
Myself and Kyle, we played for our father at BYU, so I know what kind of pressure there is playing for a father. Kyle's his uncle, and it's not quite the same situation, but I can appreciate that Jason's feeling the pressure and feeling that he needs to perform and show that he belongs.
Zero weight on my shoulders, a lot of weight on his shoulders. You know, but I wouldn't say there's any more weight than anyone else on our football team to succeed. He's a competitive guy, and regardless of whatever circumstances he was under, he would want to play well and contribute to the football team.
What I'm trying to do now here is just prove myself to everyone out there that my uncle made the right decision in bringing me here, and that he didn't waste a scholarship just trying to bring a family member onto the football team.
Jason has now started the past 4 games after eventually working himself into the lineup, and he wasn't the only change made. Utah has started 8 different players at linebacker this season, including Rashawn Hooker, a true freshman whose redshirt year was taken away to play in just 3 games. But it didn't end there for the usually stout Kyle Whittingham defense. Last week, starting receiver Devontae Christopher was seen taking snaps at safety. I guess at least they can say they're leaving no stone unturned. But none of these modifications on defense could save the Utes from their first losing season in 9 years. The offense was just too big of a mess to save. The Utes have started 3 different quarterbacks this season after Jordan Wynn was taken out of the second game. True freshman Travis Wilson has at times shown glimpses of hope, but he's had his growing pains, like in his 55-yard passing performance at Washington, a game that even Whittingham called a huge step back. With only lowly Colorado left on the schedule, the Utes are likely to finish at 5-7. This means they are bowl ineligible for the first time in a decade. Gone are the days of regular 10-win seasons in the Mountain West. Whittingham says to meet the level of competition in the Pac-12, recruiting is now the main focus.
Thank you, Jantzee. Video games are one joystick away from taking over the world. Matt Jensen stopped by the Gaming Center for a deeper perspective on the behind-the-scenes production.
What exactly is required to make a prototype game? As it turns out, all you need is a small team of very talented individuals.
Being that the teams are only about 4 students each, they've got a lot of work to cover. So programmers, artists, and engineers, and producers as well, will all do design tasks. So design is split evenly amongst the team.
Zach Truscott gives his perspective on being the producer of this team.
It's our job that the game gets finished. And the biggest part of our job, I would say, is taking a great idea, making it better, iterating on it, and helping manage all the people that are in the group, right? So we have amazing engineers that can fly through code. We have great artists that, build the visions that we've dreamt up, and trying to get them to do their best work and be motivated, and also helping each one of them understand what the vision is of the video game.
What is the game that they're developing?
We are making a card game, actually. It's a card game-based kind of conversation. So we'll play cards, simulating conversations on how they'll happen on a date. There'll be distractions with other cards that'll come in. You'll be able to play conversation cards on top of either distractions or something that the date says. The idea is to have kind of like a random scenario where things would happen, different conversations that you wouldn't expect to come up, so that adults with autism who have trouble coping with maybe different distractions in the environments would be able to get used to how to match conversation topics up.
Although just a prototype, this team still has a long way to go before it's finished.
We just started this 1 week back, and we are still getting the design done. And once the design is done, that's when we actually step in and create the game using the technology.
Be sure to tune in to future installments as I follow this team as they further develop their prototype game.
Bonnie Adamson Vorwaller caught up with the music group 3 Canes and a Flute.
The home of the U Quartet, 3 Canes and a Flute, Gardner Hall.
I started playing the flute in 5th grade. I just started an elementary band.
Started playing the bassoon in the 8th grade because my friend and I had a competition who could play the most obscure instrument.
Well, I started playing because it's a lot like singing, and I wanted to become a better singer. So I started playing this instrument because it teaches you how to count, and it teaches you more musicality.
Well, I started when I was 12 playing the flute. Then I moved to bassoon, cello, and piano. And after 3 years, actually 3 years ago, I started to play the clarinet.
Bassoonist Mitchell Bodley plays in her group.
It's one of the requirements to play in a chamber group, like a quartet or a quintet. And so we just organized it together. We're a bunch of friends, and we actually started out as a quintet, but then our horn player damaged her lip because of overuse.
Quartet members are jazzed about studying music at the University of Utah.
I was actually very surprised at the quality of music that we hear. because we have some very high-level musicians. We one of the bassoonists that I played with while I was here, she actually got her bachelor's degree from the Manhattan School of Music.
The 4 3 Canes and a Flute quartet members have big plans for when they graduate from the U.
After I graduate, I'd like to go and continue to get more school, like a master's degree and maybe doctoral.
I am going to be a professional musician on the side as well as a pediatrician. I auditioned for Ballet West for the Nutcracker, so I'm trying to get into there.
I'll probably go to graduate school and then hopefully audition to some symphonies and make it somewhere.
And the Italian import stream? 3 Canes and a Flute's Yvonne has stars in his eyes.
Dream is the Metropolitan, my dream. But there's even the Berlin Orchestra, the London Symphony Orchestra. Dreams, naturally, dreams. I wish I could, but we don't know. We'll see in the future what will happen, yeah.
Thanks for watching Newsbreak tonight. For a recap of this episode, you can go to newsbreak.utah.edu. We'll see you next time, and have a good night.